Welcome to the channel, guys. So I'm actually, if you recognise this, it's because it's in now a couple of videos because I've got to record on the same sort of days wearing the same outfit. I forgot to record an intro to the video I'm currently editing, so I'm just doing it now. But yeah, basically, welcome to the channel, guys. So my name's Chris. I'm a full-time eBay reseller, and this is my garage that I work out of. I'm not putting the lights on at the minute. So what you're about to watch is a sales video for my sales for the week. I can already tell you now, it's not good by my standards, the sales, but the video probably might be helpful to you, might not be. Hope you enjoy it. Hope you like what you see, guys. If you do, pop a like on it. If you got any advice, pop it in the comments. I'll make sure I read them. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys at the car boots and auctions and whatnot. And then, guys, so Kirsty's packing a vintage order. So on Wednesday morning, so we're doing Tuesday sales, so first day of the week. We're not off to a belter because we had a return. Horrible one. Don't know why I'm going to put a video out there, but I sent something out untested, and apparently when they bought it, bearing in mind it's £210 under the market value of something that works, because it's come back, I have to refund them the full amount. Like, you bought it untested. It's like I said to eBay, I was like, so should I just buy, because you can buy 5 of them on eBay. I looked before I rung them. I was like, so should I just buy those 5, test them, and if they work I'll make £210 per unit, and if they don't work I just send them back and I make 0 losses. It's like, well, technically it's something you'd be able to do. It's a bit frowned upon, and I'm like, well, if it's frowned upon, why am I being punished for it? But I don't know. On with the sales. I haven't actually done that refund yet because it just came in as I've come back, because we've been to the auction and the wholesalers and all that, and I need to get these out the door, record more from, yeah, got a lot to do. Seems to be very busy all the time. I swear I went self-employed like this because it meant I could be a bit lazier. Hasn't really worked. Spend more time with the kids though. Anyway, shark pipe. Again, these are all about your numbers and everything, guys. That one went for $14.99. That was on an offer. We was originally asking $19.99. The problem is the models get older. The parts either end up going up in value because they're rarer, or they end up going down in value because people just scrap the sharks. That one is one of the lower end ones, unfortunately. These are Public Desire boots in white. This is part of the reason why I hate white. You can see that there's some slight marks on them. We will try and baby wipe these, but these marks are all for, they're all in the photos. They went for $19.99. That was asking. That's what they sold at. I'm trying to find it. Melee Hoover. This does all work. The only thing that's wrong with it is the end of the pipe's been cut. So if they have a melee pipe, happy days. If not, that does still work like that. It's just not ideal. But that was only up at 60 quid. If everything was decent on it, and I say decent, it does all work, but it's a bit scuffed and scratched, that's a £100 one. So they got 50% off for that. Let's be honest, you can pick a new pipe up for 30 quid. Easily, brand new. And the last one so far is this Vitronics, or something like that. Power nozzle. Not our best sale. 30 quid. Brand I'd never heard of till I picked one up. I literally paid £5 for the whole vacuum, and we've now sold 4 pieces. Kirsty's shouting 3 pieces. We actually did 4. We had the main motor body up. Somebody asked if they could buy the bin. They bought that for 15. We then sold the main motor body minus the bin for 15. We sold the pipe for 20, and now we've sold that for 30. I already said that. That's losing the plot here. But that one going for 30. I only paid a £5 for the whole thing. Came without charger though. Chargers are actually worth about 30 as well with the battery. Had the battery, but needed to keep that with the unit really. But yeah, definitely picked that up again at that price. Right then, guys, so we're on Thursday because I got the Thursday today's auction at the A5. So we're gonna do Wednesday's morning sales. Honestly, I promise one day I'll get better at this. Really will. I'll write scripts and stuff. Probably not. But yeah, I only got 2 sales to go through, but they're 2 sort of fairly good ones. They're not stuff that I'd regularly pick up, but they are stuff that you'll regularly see at car boots, and you could get more into it with like specialisation into certain areas if you was going to do this as sort of a hobby, part-time or full-time. For me, it is just anything and everything. You've obviously seen potentially some of the videos. I will sell anything. At the minute, my main things are vacuum cleaner parts and golf clubs. They're the things that bring me in the majority of my income, but they are very much supported by other random sales, very much like these ones, which that is a Barbie set toy train. It's got 2 Barbie dolls in it. I've no idea if they're the ones that are supposed to be with it. It's got a load of accessories with it. all inside, basically it fit in there, we bundled it together. I got loads of Barbie stuff just before Christmas. I bought at an auction. I ended up buying sort of one lot that came with another 2, so if it didn't sell, they put it with the next one up to like 3. I got loads of Barbie stuff. I think I ended up with like 9 to 12 lots of it, and each time it cost me like £3.50, but I was getting 3 at a time, so in total it's like 11, 12 quid. And I ended up with all this Barbie stuff, and I sold a load of it before Christmas. Now we've just taken a load off eBay, and we're relisting it sort of bundled differently, because I think the bundles weren't so appealing. That's one that wasn't taken off eBay, it stayed on eBay, but that's gone for 40 quid. The postage on that is going to be a nightmare, you know, the packing, the shipping, everything. But 40 quid. 2 Barbie dolls, 1 play set, a few accessories, and it cost me nothing. At this point, it cost me nothing. And this, we used to go through loads of these, and I noticed the other day when we was taking them off, now I've got loads left. That's a poker set. 2 instructions, all there. There are quite a few that are sealed, a few that are loose, because what I tend to have is one of these kits as sort of spare. This one's slightly damaged. I tend to have one of these as somewhat spare, and then when I get kits, if they're not complete, I can complete them and send them off. That's going for £34.99, and I mean, if you was doing this part-time and you just pick those 2 up, that's 70, 80 quid. That's not bad for a day. I mean, if you're doing it part-time and you've not got a store and you've not got your fees and everything, or lower fees than me, and you charge postage, which you might get away with. I don't do postage, I do it free because I need to shift quite a lot. You know, you probably would have done alright on them. For me, and I'll be honest here, the day that they sold on, I had a return come back, and this leaves me with about £2 for the day's work. £2 after that return, and I'm annoyed over the return because it was bought untested and returned because it didn't work once they tested it. Yeah, and we had to accept. Right then guys, so Friday morning, well, lunchtime, so we're going to do Thursday's sales. So that is fishing rod. It's a bag with it. It's a Daiwa sensor carbon match. We had that up at 40, offer came through at 32. Took it, shipping it, getting it gone. They're actually not that bad to pack. If you do this often, them and lightsabers, if you sell either of them, when you got bubble wrap or rolls like this, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see that, so I'll hold it up. Tubing, amazing for that packing. We bubble wrap and then we whack it in, and it goes really, really well. This I've got to grab an accessory for it. But it's a Vax Edge upright vacuum cleaner. We had a message asking if it came with 1 or 2 batteries. They said originally it will have come with 2, and we went, well, we're selling it with 1, but I sent an offer out this morning for 10% off. So I'll tell you what I'll do. If you ignore that offer, you pay the asking price of £84.99, I'll throw in a battery for free. Now I retail them out for £84.99. We got 5 in stock. I'll be honest, that cost me around £6.50. The batteries range from £3.50 up to £6.50. So to see £84.99 on a sale, I don't mind giving them an additional battery. At the end of the day, don't be afraid to do things like that, guys. I don't need to ask for any extra. I've got a massive margin on that. It's really, really good. So to say, oh, here's an extra battery to secure the sale, and to ignore the 10% off offer I sent, like realistically, £84.99, you take 10% off. It's not even the cost of a battery. That I'm knocking more off than the cost of that battery. So essentially, that 10% has gone towards the payment on the battery, in my mind. That's how it works anyway, in my mind. Left-handed set of golf clubs. That's being bought for somebody's brother who doesn't have an eBay account, apparently. Don't matter to me, we need to send it to a different address, but don't matter to me. That went for £100. Here's one. This has sat for quite a while. We'll need a new battery in it now. That's an ice watch, rubber thingy. I seem to remember them for some reason. Is it just that I'm old? Let me know in the comments if anyone else remembers them being really, really popular. But that went for 30 quid. And here's one that I bet will surprise a few people. I surprised my uncle when it came through because he was with me. That's a TomTom Start 52 sat nav. That went for £45. Works, it's all in there, still got its original protector on the screen and whatnot. It's like my uncle said, when do you buy a car now that don't have a sat nav built in? 2 of mine do, the third one doesn't, but the third one's older. But, I don't know. Anyhow, £45. I mean, we did ask 65, well 64.99, but you know what, it took a couple of days to sell. Nothing here is really taking that long. The 2 longest is the upright and the fishing rod, but they do normally sit for a bit. But anyway, enough about me moaning about my week and stuff. I've got to get it all packed and get out, so let us know what you think in the comments, guys.
Hey, it's Kirsty. The Chris is out at an auction, so I'm doing the recording for today. We have 6 sales going out the door today. First one is a Cure Cast jet wash. That was $35.99 they paid for that. The next one we have is a nice little penguin. Pingo, I think it's pronounced. Took an offer at £10 on him. We have, don't mind me, got a bit of an itch today. And we have another Epson printer. Epson DX500 printer. Again, in box, all working, $29.99. We also sold another clock. Oh, bloody hell. A William Dale wall mounted clock, old quartz. It is battery operated. That we took an offer at 30 quid. We've then also got 2 shark pieces. One Shark Duo foot nozzle, really good condition. That one was 30 quid. And then the last one is a purple shark pipe, which went for asking price of $14.99. Won't take me long to pack these.
So, Monday morning, let's get the weekend sales to do. Kirsty's got one in her hand, she was looking for it. Super dry bag, only went for 20 quid all in. Guessing it was an offer at 20 because it would have been $19.99 for us. That is a Jurassic Park, or I Survived Jurassic World, sorry, mug. That went for $8.99, free postage. So I'm going to make a couple of quid, but turning a quid into 9. It ain't what I aim to do, but little sales help you out at the end of this week. We really need them. And then this one has absolutely saved us. That is a Brother A3 printer. What I say of printers is, A4 printers are always good to watch out for. They're always good to pick up. What you really want is any fancy ones. Kirsty's off. So if you can get like a Cricut printer that prints out your stuff, we're looking into that to make our own stuff to start selling. But if you get like a Cricut printer that sorts out your sticky labels and all that. If you get a label printer, they don't go for, some of them don't go for as much as some of the A4 prints. Some of the A4 prints go really well, but as a general rule, a more common lower tier label printer will go for more than an A4 printer, and the same for an A3 printer. That's the second one we sold. The first one we sold an Epson one. That went for £120 within an hour of listing. This one has actually sat for quite a few weeks, but I got it for £3.50 from an auction with auction fees. It's £2 bid, £3.50 with fees, and it's gone for £140. So I'm like £136.50 up on that. Obviously I've got to pay my shipping, my eBay fees and all that, so it's not like I made straight that in cash. But there's not many things that you're going to pick up very often that you're going to pay £3.50 for and turn into £140. And it's like I say, I've only ever picked up 2 A4 printers, and they're both sold for ridiculous money. I say ridiculous, it's not. In, you know, like a house is 140,000, it's very cheap, so £140 ain't ridiculous money, but for £3.50 into that. And the other one I picked up was only £5, and I went halves with somebody on it because he knew he was the one that could get it. I couldn't get it, but I said, I tell you what, I'll go halves with you, I'll sell it, you take half the money. And it sold quickly, so really good to watch out for. Anyway guys, 1 day left, and I'll be honest, I need some sales because I am clearing profit this week, but the returns have just killed me off. So yeah, hopefully we do all right here. Right then guys, so we're gonna make this one quick because my camera's dying and it wasn't a great week. So go figure. But anyway, the sales came in at £790.62, which for sales overall that's really low for us. The cost of that product was only £78, which means I've over 10 times my money. So on average, every single thing I sold for just over 10 times the value of what I picked it up for, which I only aim to get that at 5 when I pick stuff up. So that's pretty good. I tell you now, that's a lot of stuff that I've got from auction that I've paid next to nothing for and sold for big money, because auctions tend to be where your big profit items are. You can do it at car boots, but it's quite rare because people tend to know the value of their stock at a car boot. They bought it, so they know what the value is, or they know the new value. You know, you can get some stuff like that at car boots. I got a £150 printer the other day for 20 quid, so that's obviously a big markup. But the majority of that is from auctions. My eBay fees on that were £156.34. So eBay took £156.34 off me for their services, which is obviously the customer service side, everything like that, and everything they've got. The ad fee, which, because I pay for promotional listings, that was £11.05, which overall isn't too bad for the numbers, to be honest. And the delivery fee on it all was £102.22, which again isn't that high for me, but then the sales kind of aren't there to have those numbers high. Really, the bit of that I do like is the fact that is the cost to sales numbers. £78.79 is actually a really good ratio on that. So that leaves us with a total profit just solely based on those numbers at £443.01, which means if you are watching this and you do know, just so that you guys get an idea, I made a loss of £56.99 minimum. It'd be more than that, because out of that £443, I have a £300 acquisition of stock cost per week, so that leaves me with £143.01, and I pay myself £200 a week. So that's a £500 bill. So I technically made a loss this week. So the choices are, do I spend less, get less stock, mess with the store systems and how they work, because if I don't have the stock to list, I list 10 per day. That's how I keep the stuff rotating. Or do I pay myself less? Well, I've got bills to pay. This is why I do say to people, when you make the profit, you can't just go, I made £1,000 profit, I'm going to spend £1,000, because weeks like this, now some of that money from previous weeks, because this is the first one where I haven't been in profit this year, technically overall, some of those weeks now have got to make up for the shortfall this week, and I've still got to pay my postage next week, well, the week I'm in now when I'm recording this, to get the next load of deliveries to the buyers. So yeah, we'll see anyway. Right, let's get this on YouTube. If you do like what you see, by the way guys, like and subscribe for more. I do car boot videos, I do auction videos. I basically am trying to show you guys how easy it is to do this on the side or not, to make a little bit of extra money. I was having a discussion with a good friend of mine yesterday, and his partner does nails on the side of her full-time job, and I was saying to him, it's near enough impossible now to do what my granddad and my father to a certain extent did. My granddad went out, got a full-time job as a welder, bought a house, had kids, did all that. My nan went to work later in life part-time in shops because they wanted a bit more money to spend, and my nan wanted to get out of the house. My dad went and did a full-time job. He worked in prison services, and then he did other things around that as well, like a part-time job. So my mum didn't have to. My mum started doing a part-time job, so then my dad could just do one. Nowadays, you know, my partner works full-time and I do this full-time, but this started as a little side thing for me to earn more money. But anyway guys, hopefully I'll see you on the next one.